Okay, guys, so I'm excited. Thank you for hopping on. My name is Jackie. I am a presidential from Canada, and today we have a ton of awesome leaders who have all promoted to Diamond really quickly in their business. And so we wanted to come together and just give you some great tips on things that you can be doing to promote to Diamond. So for those of you guys that don't know, Diamond is the first leadership rank in the company. And I remember somebody saying to me, when you go Diamond, you have the license to print money. And I was like, all right, let's go. So let's start with Amanda. Amanda, if you can unmute yourself, we're just going to get right into the tips. Grab a pen and paper, and I am excited.
All right. Hi, friends. Thanks for having me on tonight. I'm so excited to share with you guys because I feel like when I went Diamond, I felt like it was that promotion where I was like, oh my gosh, like I literally went from a Ruby Emerald paycheck, $500-700 to literally a $2,000 paycheck. Like it was just a game changer paycheck. So I'm so excited to share with you guys just a few things that helped me get to Diamond within 3 months. And so one of the things is I worked full-time. I worked full-time when I started this business. And so right away, I didn't really know what I was doing, but the thing is I caught the vision very quickly because I went to my very first event. And so I went to my first event and I saw that other people were doing this. I saw that other people were, getting to Diamond and making all this money. And so after I left that event, I was like, holy smokes, like, okay, now I have a vision that I want to get to Diamond as soon as possible. It's actually double Diamond, but how to get to Diamond first. So I did work full time. And so I, right away, you guys, one of my tips is if you are working or even if you're not working, you have to implement your working hours. When is it that you are having your working hours where it's just devotional to, your business, and so it's non-interrupted. You're not taking, phone calls, or you're not, doing stuff with your team, or you're not doing, stuff with your kiddos. But you are literally just sitting down and getting out, your income producing activities. So I had to set my working hours right away. And then the event gave me my why. It really opened up like a vision for me and kind of let me see, okay, like this, other people are doing this. And so I can do this too. So what is my why? Like, why do I want to make $2,000 extra a month? What is that going to do for us? And so it was my kiddos. It was for that I can, maybe not work. It was at the time I was like, if I could work just even like part-time, that would be amazing because then it would be more time with my little ones. And so that was my why. And so it was just so strong where, I wanted to get there as soon as possible, as fast as possible. So the third thing that I did was I copied the right people. I copied those people who they had no idea who I was. But they were so successful in this business. They were making money. They were showing it. They were promoting. They were just killing it. And so I would do every little thing that they were doing. And some of those things that they were doing, it was getting out of my comfort zone. Some of those things, I'm going to tell you, like, it was so nerve-wracking to do because it was just out of my comfort zone. But I saw that, okay, if they're doing it and they're producing money, it must work. So I'm going to do exactly what they did because I wanted to make money. I wanted to get to Diamond. I wanted to get that promotion. And so I got out of my comfort zone. And like I said, you guys, I had no idea what I was doing in this business. I really didn't. But I got to Diamond, when they say like ignorance is on fire, that's how I got to Diamond. I was so excited. I was so pumped. I saw that $2,000 like dangling in front of my face and thinking like, oh my gosh, like this is what's going to help me be able to come home, like stop or just come home, part-time to my little ones. And so I was just excited. And so everyone around me felt that. Everyone around me, saw how excited I was and they felt it. And you guys, I had 200 friends on my Facebook when I started this business. I literally had no network, and all of my first 4 customers, you guys, were all people they were like acquaintances. My distributors were all acquaintances. I would say I probably enrolled about 90% of my Diamond leg. Loyal customers and distributors. No one ever gave me a customer or a distributor. The other, 10% was probably from distributors, doing their work and, learning the business and getting their first 4 customers and their distributors. But I would say that a lot of people, as soon as they saw how excited I was, how like fired up I was, they were interested. Their ears were perked and they were watching. And sometimes they weren't even, sometimes they weren't, and sometimes, sometimes they weren't saying anything, and sometimes, you know, they would comment on my post, or they would send me a message here and there. But a lot of times it was me reaching out to people. And so what I did is those 200 people that I had on my friends list, I literally messaged every single one of them. And you know, it was like showing my excitement and just saying, I just started this new business. Like, we have these awesome products. You know, do you want to hear about them? And you guys, almost all of my customers, they were all on the package. It was, I think it's like the skinny pack. I don't know if it was the wraps, the defining gel, and the fat fighters. And the reason why, like, all of my customers were on that, because again, ignorance is on fire. Like, I didn't know, but I remember my enroller, who she's not in this business anymore, but I remember she said, Amanda, sell this pack, like, just talk about this package, promote this package. And it just so happened that those were like some of my favorite products that I was actually using at the time. So it was really easy for me to do it. But all of my customers, you guys, were like 90 BB. So it made it easy to get, you know, that BB up. And then I taught my distributors to do the same thing. And so it was just that trickle effect. So some things that I did, you guys, is because I didn't know everything, because I wasn't asking about the details of the business, it was very simple. It was, you post, you message people, you reach out to people, you talk to people, follow up with people. Like, it wasn't like detailed kind of stuff. It was very, very simple. And so that's, you know, a huge tip that I have for you guys is to keep it simple, because the minute we overcomplicate things, the minute we like second guess ourselves, or we overcomplicate, you know, what our leader is, you know, trying to tell us, or our enroller is trying to tell us, like, it just, you know, it's a spiral effect of just disaster. So my biggest thing is, like, keep it so simple where, you know, you're just sharing your excitement. You're sharing what the products are doing for you. You're sharing what this business is going to do for you. Because I only had 200 friends, you guys, I knew if I was going to do my business on social media, which that's what I wanted to do because I was so busy, like with working full time and a 2-year-old, I knew that social media was going to be my biggest way to build my business in the fastest way. And so every day, you guys, I literally sent out about 100 to 200 people friend requests. And it built my friend list up very quickly, because I knew, like, the more amount of friends that I had on my list, then the more amount of people I had to talk to, right? The more amount of people that was like in front of, like, seeing my post, and, you know, more potentials for me. And so I grew that very quickly. So that was one thing. And then posting, you guys, like, posting was so huge for me. And again, I probably threw up black, bling, and green everywhere. People saw my excitement. People saw, you guys hear me? Can you hear me or no? Yeah? Okay. So people saw my excitement. So even though my posts were probably, they weren't good quality, I didn't even know how to filter things, like, people, because again, I just kept it simple, but people saw the excitement. They felt it with my post. And so I posted about the 4 W's, okay? So what did I want out of this business? And this is how I got, like, almost all my customers, was from posting and asking, or not, all of my distributors. Posting and asking. So I posted about why I was doing this business. Every single day I would post about my why. I would post about what I wanted out of this business. What did I want? What was that $2,000 going to do for me? Okay, what is that going to do for our family? I posted about when I wanted it. So I had a timeline. I wanted to get to Diamond in, I think it was January or February. And that was my timeline. And I kept saying over and over, I'm like, I'm Diamond. Like, I would post on my Facebook page, like, I'm so excited. Like, I'm going Diamond this month. And at the beginning of the month, you guys, I wasn't even close to it. And so, you know, but I was letting people know that this was what I was going to get. This month, I'm getting an extra $2,000. Like, I'm so pumped. This is what it's going to do for our family. And then I post about who I wanted to help. Who, like, you know, who on this journey am I going to be able to help? Who am I looking for? Who do I want? And so the why, the what, the when, and the who is going to, you know, be on this journey with me. Who can I help? Adding people daily, like I mentioned, messaging to see if they wanted it. So I literally just posted added people and I messaged people. On top of that, you guys, I was literally a walking billboard for It Works because, again, this was all new to me. And so I knew if I was out and about, I'm going to have my It Works shirt on. I'm going to have my It Works shirt on. I'm going to have my Blitz cards. And I remember I would wrap people in Target. Like I would set up, you know, people. I'd be like, hey, do you want to like get some people together and do, you know, a wrap party? And that was like, and you know, you can do it differently now. You can make it a little bit more like nicer, not just like a wrap party, but like, you know, but I remember that was just a quick way to gain customers. It was a quick way to gain distributors. And so getting in front of people, I think helped a lot. So I was mainly doing social media, but every chance I could get in front of somebody, I was. And so I think like, you know, because like if you work full time, like drop a 1, because I do know the challenge of working full time and, you know, starting this business up and trying to get it to, you know, a certain level that you want to get it to. My biggest thing, you guys, is you have to know why you're doing this. You have to know deep down inside, like what you're wanting out of this. And you're going to have to make sacrifices. I will tell you, I worked till 7:30 some nights as a dental hygienist. And I would come home, put my little guy to bed, and I would work for 2-3 hours when I was promoting to Diamond. I would wake up at, you know, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning just because I knew I had to, you know, leave the house at 6 o'clock to see my first patient. So I was always working in those nooks and crannies of the day, but I sacrificed things. I sacrificed sleep for, you know, a good 6 months. But in 6 months, I went to Double Diamond and I retired my career. So for 6 months, can you imagine like getting, let's just say 6 or 7 hours of sleep right now, or sacrificing maybe 2 or 3 hours less of sleep that you're getting now? Would you do that and in return in 6 months be making Double Diamond paycheck or a diamond paycheck? Like I would do it all over again. And so, those are probably my biggest tips is like, you guys, why are you doing this? But not just that, is like, what is that $2,000 paycheck going to do for you and your family? What is it going to look like when that gets deposited into your account? What is that money going to go for? You know, is it going to go for bills? Is it going to go for vacation? Is it going to go so that you can stop work, you know, not work as much? Like, what is it going to go for? And everything else is going to fall into place when you do that work. You have to put the work behind it. And then my very last tip is follow your leader. You guys follow who is leading you and guiding you and doing those Zooms for you, because what they're doing, you guys, if they're leading your team, if they're getting a paycheck, if they're working their business, it's working. So do what they're doing. Don't question, like, you know, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just, you know, follow the steps, keep it simple, and just, you know, and get to work. Like, it is so achievable for all of you guys, you know. And so I'm just so pumped to see, you know, everyone, you know, getting those diamond, you know, ranks, and just really just showing everyone else, your team, your followers on your network, on your platform, your family, just showing even yourself that, oh my goodness, like I can do this. Like I can literally make so much money with this business that I'm working from my phone. So those are my tips, and I'm just so excited for you guys.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That was so good. That was awesome. Those are some awesome tips. That has me so fired up. Okay, Casey. I think we got Casey on here next. I see her. I'm going to unmute you in case you got anything crazy going on in the background. I'm going to unmute you now. Hey. Oh, there we go.
I'm actually on here twice. I'm on my computer here, but I'm also on my phone. My computer keeps saying my internet connection is weird. So I'm going to try to, can I unmute myself on my phone?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay.
Can I?
I'm going to leave on my computer so it's not confusing. Okay.
I'm already confused.
Okay. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Okay. My computer kept saying internet connection unstable. And last time it did that, it was on one of Ashley Mayfield's Red Pooms. I don't know if you guys were on there, but I literally yelled myself straight out of that Zoom. And I was like, we are not doing this again. Okay, so my name is Casey Brookover. I'm a triple diamond, about to go presidential. My husband is also a triple diamond, and we are top income earners. My story is a little different than everyone else's. I did not promote the diamond like that. When I went diamond, it was about 6 months, but recently I enrolled my dad as the last leg that my husband needed to go triple. And that was like kind of like a 2.0 spot for me, other than, you know, well, I guess it'd be 3.0 because I have my husband. So right now I'm basically running 3 different accounts. a triple, and now a diamond. So I enrolled my dad and did all of the work for him, because at that point it was like, just pick some random Sally off the street, or, pick my dad, my single dad that raised me, to give him the benefits and the income of a diamond income, So clearly I picked my dad. So running my dad for diamond, I enrolled him, and my dad went diamond. I went diamond. I mean, he's getting the pay, but I got that account to diamond in 50 days. And that was just a couple months ago. So I'm going to talk to you about what I did then, what I would have done differently before, and what you can be doing too. So I've really got like steps that I follow. First thing is, like Amanda said, Amanda's so good. Like, I don't even know how you guys want me to follow her up. She's so put together, and I'm like, mom hair. Anyway, first thing, like Amanda said, you got to know your reason why. And you know what? This isn't always said very often, but it's okay if your reason why changes. Yes, and I'm from West Virginia. It's okay if your reason why changes, and it should. You know why? Your reason why should be evolving, because as you're checking your goals off and your dreams and your accomplishments, your reason why might be done, and you have to move on to the next thing, and that's okay. I want to say that. It doesn't go for everyone quite yet. If you're brand new, you're probably like, listen, I need one reason why. Relax. But as you go throughout your business, it's okay to change your reason why. So when I very first got started, my reason why was to leave my career and stay, well, let me take it back. When I very first got started, I didn't have the vision yet. My reason why was just to make the income I needed, because, okay, someone's screen sharing. I think it said Claudette. I think that's what that said. Thank you. So my reason why I got started was to make a couple extra $100 a month, because I found out I was losing my job, which I was a teacher. I was an elementary school teacher. And then when I got rehired, my reason why was, I finally see that I can like actually make really good income with this. I'm going to leave my career and stay home with my kid. At the time, I now have two. So my reason why changed. Well, when this happened, I enrolled my dad. My reason why was immediately, I'm going to bust my ass. I love Jesus, but I curse a little. I'm going to bust my ass to do whatever I can to get my dad that income. I'm already making killer money. I'm already making tons of money. I'm a top income earner. What more could I want for myself? Well, now I can be giving back to the people that I love the most. My dad is a single dad that raised me. Like, I would do anything to give back to him what he's done to me for my life. And that was my reason why at that time. So my reason why was so strong and so powerful. And when your reason why is super strong and powerful too, it's like you're invincible. You'll just do all the things. You'll be on all the Zooms. You'll be on all the power hours. You do all the tasks, no matter what it takes, because it's so meaningful to you. So if your reason why is your children, here's what I want to say. In the beginning, mine was my children, and it has always been my children. It still to this day is my children. But there were points in time in my business that I had this like doubt in my mind. I was like, I don't know what my problem was. But I didn't believe anymore at that point that I was worthy, or that I could do whatever I needed to do, or whatever it was. And when I got my head out of my butt, and I realized, okay, you have these children and they deserve it, and they are worthy, whether you think you are or not, it really made me remember what I was here on, what my purpose was. So when you start feeling down on yourself, you truly need to dig that reason why out and remember every single time, because it's going to push you forward and get you through whatever valley you are in and get you back to the top of the mountain. So that's the first thing I want to say is your reason why. I know you're going to hear it 400 times in this business if you already haven't, but there's a reason for that. It's so true, meaningful. So know your reason why. Number 2, your mindset has to be right. Once you get your reason why so solid, you have to get your mind there. Whoops. So I always tell my team, you have to believe it here and you have to feel it here before it happens. Believe in yourself, and if you don't, do all the things in order to do that. Personal development is so important. If you can't tell already, I'm very red. And at one point in time in my business, I was like, personal development's okay, but it's not literally making me money, because that has been my purpose. I don't want to make the money to be greedy. I want to make the money because I just want to be the best at everything, and I'm competitive. Numbers. So personal development isn't necessarily an IPA, but it's maybe possibly more important than some of the other IPAs, because you can't pour from an empty cup. If you're going, doing all the things, but you're not pouring back into yourself, you're eventually going to run dry. And you're not going to have anything left to give. So with this business, you have to constantly be learning. I don't care where you are. You could be at the very, very top. I'm a triple diamond about to go presidential. But you know what? When I was laying out in the sun earlier today, I was listening to a Zoom about how Amanda enrolled and her team enrolled 50,000 in volume in the last couple of days of the month. Because I need to constantly be learning, and so do you. So don't lose sight of that personal development, whether it's reading a book, watching a video. I love Denise's journal. Sometimes I just need to get my mind right. It's not about listening to another leader's news. Sometimes I just have to get right with God in the morning and remind myself what my purpose is in this company. And then when you got all those things right, you know your why. You've got your mindset right. You're not in a negative mindset. You're in a driven mindset. You got fire in your belly. You're doing personal development. Here's what I did once all those things aligned. My first focus at getting my dad's account to distributor was build. I could not get there on volume alone if I didn't have the team. So if you don't already have the boxes filled, you need to be working your little booty off to fill them. You need to be working hard to get distributors. How do you do that? Trial and error and personal development. When I very first started with this business, I could kill it with loyal customers month in and month out, but I just barely always completed my steps to success with distributors. When I finally changed my mindset to, I can't enroll distributors, I suck at this too. I don't care what the French it takes. I'm going to enroll distributors. I'm going to figure it out. I figured that out through personal development. I just went to YouTube and watched every single distributor enrolling video that I possibly could get my hands on. Whether I thought that it was going to work for me or not, I watched them all. There was no one video that was like, oh, this was perfect for me. I watched all of them. And then I took all the things that I learned and applied it to my business. The things that didn't work for me, I let it go. The things that started working for me, I built them and I worked on them and I got stronger with them day in and day out. So the first thing you need to do to get to Diamond is you've got to have that team. You cannot do it without distributors. You can't reach ambassador without a team. You physically can't do it. So once I had the team, I had the distributors, then my focus was on volume. No, let me take that back. After I built my team, the first thing I did after that was I taught them to duplicate. I can remember in the beginning thinking, why can't I just be like a fly on the wall in a top enroller's house? Why can't I just like have access to a top enroller's messages? Like, I want to see the things. I want to know the things. And something that has been really beneficial for my team, especially my newest distributors, when you do enroll those distributors and you do get that team, when I get an enrollment, whether it was a distributor or a loyal customer, I would physically take screenshots of the whole conversation. I don't care if it was from last July to now. I would take screenshots of the whole conversation and send it to them and say, read this if you want it. I would teach them to duplicate. I would tell them the things that I was saying. Thank you. I was like, what? And, because I wanted them to be successful too. I needed them to be successful too. Teach them. And this is my teacher side coming out. But do what you can to teach them. I didn't say boss them. I didn't say nitpick them. Guide them, hold their hand, be there for them, be their friend too. Because if you're just there as their leader and not as their friend, they're going to leave you if you get in management mode. Don't do that. I've been there, done that. Don't do it. Teach them. Get them on Zooms. Let them hear from other top leaders. Tell them what you're saying. Tell them what you're doing. Come up with the system to duplicate because that's important. If you need to enroll 100 customers a month to get blah, blah, blah pay, which is whatever your goal is every month. Let's just say you want $500 a month, and there's this magical formula that you have to enroll, 200 customers a month to get $500 a month. We know that's not true, but let's just say in a perfect world. Would you rather enroll all 200 of those yourself a month, or would you rather teach your team to help you do that? You have 20 distributors, or would you rather to teach them to enroll 10 customers a month? Work smarter, not harder. Honestly, that is the simplest thing ever. Build your team, teach them to duplicate, and then once you've got that, you're in the final sprint of your race. And all you have left to do is get the volume. All the volume. push for volume. So really mine just came in waves. At first I was pushing for the distributors and building the team. And once I got them one by one, I taught them to duplicate, and it made my business so much simpler. And at the end of it, I was just pushing for volume, and so were they. They knew what they were going for, whether it was the 400 Club, if they were going for Ruby, if they were going for Emerald. They knew exactly what they were going for, and I was teaching them and showing them what to do every step of the way. So once you've got all those things together, you've got your why, you've got your mindset, you're doing your personal development every single day, then you just have to take the steps of getting the team and getting the volume. Getting the team, teaching them to duplicate, getting the volume. I know that might sound super simple, but really, truly it is. The hardest part is putting in the work. The hardest part is nailing yourself down and telling yourself, I can do this, I will do this, but I'm going to have to bust my ass day in and day out to get there. Whether it means getting up 30 minutes earlier, whether you work full time and you just want to sit in peace when your 25 kids are out of your classroom and eat your freaking sandwich without 25 people yelling Mrs. Brooke over at you. But really, what you got to do is be doing some IPAs. Been there, done that. Clearly, I'm speaking from experience. Whatever it is, you got to do it. The last thing I want to say is I put on my team page today something to the effect of, do you ever see a Lamborghini commercial on TV? No. That's because people that are buying the Lamborghinis aren't sitting around and just watching TV. So take that. Think about that for just a second. If you have a mindset that you're sitting watching TV, you're not necessarily going to get there as fast as you want. But if you have that Lamborghini mindset that you're going to do whatever it takes and you're going to put aside the things that you don't want and the things that aren't making you money and the things that aren't getting you there, that's when you're going to get there. I hope somebody got something good and beneficial out of this. I got to go get my kids to bed, but you guys are so worth it. God has put this on your plate for a reason. Just believe it and know it and achieve it. I'm done.
Dang, that Lamborghini thing is true. Mm-hmm. Nobody's watching commercials for Lamborghini, or nobody sees commercials for Lamborghinis because they're not marketed to the people watching TV. Oh, it's so good. Okay, one more thing I want to add on to that I love that you said was when she felt she was not, good at signing distributors, she went and found it on YouTube. And that is what I preach to my team all the time. Like any skill that you feel you may not have yet, signing with distributors, signing customers, being a leader, growing your network, positive thinking, those are all skills you can acquire and learn, but you have, no one's showing up on your door and delivering it to you. So you got to go out. It's exactly what I did. I went to, Jade's channel, typed in whatever distributor and watched every single video and applied it. Love it. Okay. Thank you, Casey. I appreciate it. Okay, we got Miss Courtney up next. I saw you on here. Let's see if I can come through. If you can unmute yourself. I can.
Perfect. Hey guys. I am Courtney Lavey, and I'm from Oklahoma, and I joined this business in April of 2015, and I went diamond in my first 30 days, and then I went presidential diamond in my first 4 months. And then so it's been about 4 years I've been in this business, and then my 2.0 is about to be double diamond. It was so crazy. This journey took off really, really quick for me. And I had no idea what I was doing when I joined this business. And so I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I just came into a point in my life that I needed the extra income. And I joined under Courtney Bohr, and I had followed her for over a year, you guys, and never commented on her posts, was never interested in the business. But I had tried the hair, skin, and nails before. I have really blonde hair, so I wanted to get my hair healthier, and I had really great results with the hair, skin, and nails. So whenever her posts caught my attention and I decided to ask questions about it and give it a shot, I already had results from the hair, skin, and nails. And so that's immediately what I started posting about. So whenever I joined, I started posting about my results about the hair, skin, and nails because so many people want great, healthy, long hair. And so I started posting about that. In my first week, I signed 22 customers. So I immediately saw how important it was to show my own results. And so every time I was enrolling in distributors and people were joining my team, you make sure that you guys are finding products that you're passionate about and that you truly love, because I had tried the hair, skin, and nails before I even joined. So if I brought someone in that had never even heard of It Works, which when I joined, there was I don't even know that there was another Ambassador Diamond in Oklahoma. So there was a huge market in Oklahoma. And so so every time someone joined, I immediately wanted them to find a product they were passionate about and something they were excited to share with everybody. Because being a product of the product, people want to know that you're using the products. And so and being just one of those people that are positive and upbeat and excited, people want like what you have your hands on. And so that was something that was really beneficial for me, is already having results from the hair, skin, and nails and starting off with that. And then I just immediately mimicked what Courtney Bohr was doing. So however, I followed her for over a year. So I had seen all her posts. I watched how she posts. In the back of my mind, I'm like, there's no way this 19-year-old girl is making this much money. But Ryan's dad had just passed away at 42 years old, and I was in a spot where I wanted to move down here with him. I was going to school full-time at Oklahoma State, and I was working full-time for a hospital, and we were planning our wedding. So there was like no time to spend with Ryan and be here with his family and stuff. So I came into a time in my business, or time in my life, that I needed the extra income. And so just remember, you guys, whenever people are joining your team, they say, every 6 months, people have a lifestyle change. Like there was one point I didn't really need the extra income. It wasn't something I was interested in. And then something happened and I needed the extra income, and then I was interested, and it completely changed my life. But something that was really great about following your leaders and stuff, Jade and Courtney and all of them were always so great about shouting out their leaders and shouting out their team and like praising, what they were doing and stuff. And I remember Jay doing a YouTube video like right after I went in Diamond, like shouting me out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she knows who I am. So I remember how that made me feel. So every time people were coming in, and we celebrated all of their wins when they first got their first 4 loyal customers, whenever they get to the 400 club, whenever they enroll a distributor, like constantly loving on your team and shouting them out, does so much for your team momentum and their excitement, because who doesn't want recognition for their hard work, so that will go so far. And like I said, I was working full time. I was going to school at Oklahoma State 18 hours, finishing up my bachelor's degree and planning our wedding. So my time was I didn't really have a lot of time. Like I didn't really know how I was going to fit this business in, but once I caught the vision within like the first week, I was so pumped up that I made time for it. So I would get off work at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and I quit going out. I quit going out to dinner. I quit going out, with friends. I quit, besides being with Ryan and his family after his dad passed away, I quit really socializing a lot. Like if it wasn't an income producing activity, it wasn't something I was interested in, but I was having so much fun with the business, it really didn't seem like work. But I would get off of work and I would go home and I would literally do power hours, even though that wasn't a thing back then. We didn't call them power hours 4 years ago, but I would work, and then I would work for an hour, and then I would do homework for an hour because I still had to study and stuff. And then I would do work for an hour, and then I would study for an hour. And I would always do like income producing activities, but I would give myself like a goal, and like once I reached that goal, I would like reward myself. And it's kind of funny, but like you always have to reward yourself, because you're going to have more incentives to like get stuff done. And I love bubble baths. Like I would take one like every single night. And my deal was, if I got this many messages sent out, or I talked to this many people, I got this many names down, like whatever my goal was, once I reached that, then I would reward myself. But I didn't get to go to take a bubble bath or relax or do any of that till I reached my goal. So you have to be willing to, like I said, reward yourself, but put in the work. And then it's going to make it more like you want to get it done quicker and more efficiently, so that you can, go and enjoy other things. But I was also very like, not really strict on myself, but like I was having so much fun that I was very disciplined. Like I had to usually get up at like 6 in the morning and be at work at 7. And I would get up, 30 minutes before, just to set up my post for the day and to, answer questions or answer messages and stuff that had come in at night. But I would never allow myself to go to sleep the night before till every conversation was finished. So whether the conversation just ended, whether they stopped responding to me, whether their order was placed and in, did not allow myself to go to sleep till every conversation was over, because you want to have those conversations when they're hot. Like you don't, because when someone's texting you, or I do a lot of my stuff on social media, so mine's a lot of texting and voice messaging. Voice messaging wasn't a thing then either, but a lot of texting. And so you want to have the conversation when they are able to have the conversation, because if you get it, like I would get a text message at 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I might be ready for bed, but if I wait or like don't respond till the next morning, they could possibly be busy whenever I respond. So then it's going to take longer for them to respond. Then you respond, and what could have taken maybe 30 minutes to an hour conversation, now it's taken 2 days, because you're responding whenever it's convenient, instead of making that sacrifice to stay up a little later and have that conversation when it's hot, because you're on their time, like they want the products and stuff, but you're working for them, so you are You want to be on their time and you want to work when it's best for them, because like I said, people are so busy during the day. You want to have that conversation while they're ready to have it. And then something else that is really big, I think, as you start ranking up and you've been in this business for a while. Like I said, I promoted to presidential diamond in my first 4 months. I didn't know who anybody was. I literally thought that was normal. Like I didn't know that wasn't a normal thing that people do. And I remember Jade being like, Jade Hoover, she's like, you did what? Like you just went presidential diamond. And I'm like, isn't that normal? And she's like, no, that is not normal. But I didn't know a Jocelyn Yates. I didn't know Alyssa Bellew. I didn't know all these incredible leaders. So I didn't have anybody to compare myself to. I literally, my head was down. I worked with my team. Like I literally didn't know anybody besides Courtney Bohr, Ashley Mirth, and Jade, who were my direct uplines. And so I didn't have any way to look left or look right or see people's social media. And like, you don't have that comparison of like wondering, oh, well, they're doing this. Maybe I should do this, or they're doing that. Maybe I need to switch up what I'm doing. You know, I didn't get in my head because I didn't know that that wasn't something that was normal. And so I think people get into such a comparison game, and you have to be very, very careful of that and know that this is your journey. And if you want to promote fast and you want to build a really strong team, you have to be that leader for your team and focus on your team and not everything that's going on around you. Because there are going to be people, like I said, that promote really fast, and then there's going to be people that promote slower but have incredible teams. Like I promoted super fast, but like Denise Walsh, she took her, I think 5 or 6 years to go Ambassador Diamond, and she promoted to a new rank every single year. And so she went, 1 year Diamond, the next year she promoted to the next rank, another year the next rank. It wasn't all within just 1 or 2 years, and she went Black Diamond. Like it doesn't matter how fast you go, but know like what your goal is every single month and know what you're willing to work for. And you guys can do anything you set your minds to, but you have to communicate with your team and just stop looking left and right at people and stop comparing yourself to how fast other people are going, because you don't see what's going on in the background. You guys aren't seeing the work people put in. Like someone might take 6 months to promote or something, and maybe I talk to hundreds more people that a certain month than they did. You don't see the behind the scenes that other people are going through. So just make sure you're not looking left, you're not looking right, and you just stay focused on your goals, because that's going to be like a really big thing for you guys. So that's my biggest tip, is just make sure you're staying in your lane and you stop comparing yourself, and make sure you're really self-efficient. I was one that I didn't usually ask Courtney a lot of questions until I looked for the answer first. And usually I could find it in a YouTube video. I could find it, in the document library on eSuite. I'm a very self-efficient, so I didn't want to I always felt weird feeling like I was asking a dumb question, like I should know it. And so I always wanted to look for it first before I asked. So make sure, and that's how you're going to remember, and that's how you're going to learn and stuff. So make sure you're willing to, I'm an ambassador, and I still watch YouTube videos. I still love tips from the top, and I still love hearing other people's stories, because that's what's going to inspire you. So just make sure you're staying plugged in, you're keeping your head down, and you're staying focused on your goals and not comparing yourself to everybody else.
That was so good. One thing that I wanted to touch on that I love that you said was that you had to find time to be disciplined. And it's so true, because it's easy to have motivation when you hop off the Zoom and you just heard a bunch of awesome stories and you're fired up and you're going to go get to work. But are you going to be motivated tomorrow morning when 6 a.m. rolls around? Or are you going to be motivated when you have to, either choose between going to the beach or working your business? I mean, you could do both, really. But if you have, you know what I mean? You have to find a time to be disciplined, because you will not always be motivated. Oh my gosh, I'm so fired up by you.
It's so exciting.
All right, next we have Ashley. If you can unmute yourself, I'm just trying to look through and find you.
Yep. Are we good?
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So, hi. My name is Ashley Clark. I am a triple diamond right now. I live in Washington State. I joined April 8th of 2017. I actually went Ruby in 21 days, and then I went Diamond in 3 months. I didn't even know what I was doing. It's like how everyone else is talking about, ignorance on fire and all the excitement. That's just really what I ran with. But 2 tips that I feel like really helped me out with moving so quickly was I'm really loving the saying right now that everyone's using, the be the captain of your own ship. I think that is so important, no matter what rank you are at right now, no matter you're just a distributor or you're executive, Ruby, Emerald, whatever you are right now, take control of your team and just okay, so for example, one thing that I used to do is I would do Zooms. I was before I even went Ruby, I was doing trainings for my team. Just like Courtney said, how she's super self-sufficient. That's how I was too. If my team needed to know how to sign distributors, I was all over YouTube. I was taking notes and I was like doing my own Zooms and reciting that back to them. If I was doing really good with signing customers, I'd still go watch those Zoom trainings, take notes from another leader, but then I'd implement also what was working for me. And I was just pouring into my team already. Like, you don't have to feel like you have to be a Diamond Plus leader to be able to do those trainings, to be able to lead a power hour for your team. So that was one thing that really helped my team to grow a lot, to really get connected, because those people that are on your team right now, like, you want to love on them and you want to bring them in, because that is who's going to grow with you. And that's going to be your emerald, your diamonds on your team. Like, you never know what they're going to be, and they need that extra leadership. So yes, we were all over like our leaders, like Diamond Plus trainings that they had weekly, but I made sure that I was just giving them as much extra training as I possibly could while I was still learning myself. Saying like, if you want to be a diamond, you got to work like a diamond. So you can't go Diamond Plus without any type of leadership that you start to do. So why not start now? Like, it might be scary and it might be nerve-wracking, because I'm super shy. And so doing Zooms for me is not an easy thing, but you get that confidence because when you start to pour into your team and they start to move and they get excited and they see you as a leader, it just all starts moving, and that's how you build up that momentum with your team. Another thing is, I feel like so many people get stuck in this, I can't attract distributors because I don't have some huge success story. I'm not making all this money. I don't know what to post about. It's like, when I first started, it's all about your goals. Like, where are you going? And do you have the confidence that you're going to get there? You might not know exactly how it's going to work that you're going to get to Diamond, but where are you going and what is that going to mean to you? So I never understood attraction marketing when I first joined. Like, I didn't know that was the thing, but that's basically what I did. And I'll kind of tell you like what I did, and then just kind of explain it. So I started in April, and I said I was going to go Diamond in 3 months. We had a $10,000 bonus. I didn't understand this business whatsoever while I was doing this, but I was like, guys, I'm going Diamond in 3 months. I'm going to earn this bonus. I'm going to quit my job. I'm a single mom. So I was just like all about like quitting my job, and I'm going to be the super cool, like, work from home mom. And I just like proclaim that and put that out there. And it was scary because, for one, I didn't know what I was doing, and that's like so scary to get that vulnerable. But you want to create a following with your story. And so putting that out there, it's like every small step that led me to going Diamond and like reaching those goals that I had put out there in the beginning is what naturally just brought people to me, and how I was able to sign distributors so easily. Because, I talk about every time I got a customer, every time I got a distributor, every time I promoted, or, when we got paid our bonuses, and like what that was going towards, and like what that meant to me and my girls, and like how that was leading me to this goal that I'm working towards. And as my income went up, my shifts at my job were going down, and I just like put that out there so much with so much excitement that I was just signing distributors so easily from it, because they were just attracted to that confidence and seeing me talk about a goal and reaching it. And so it's just really like taking people in on your journey. And that's something that we're trying to implement on our team right now. We're doing this thing called Race to Inspire, where we're trying to teach people to like put a goal out there, whatever it is. You want 10,000 in your savings, you want to pay off your credit card, you want to work from home, whatever it is, put that goal out there as vulnerable as it is, and taking people on that journey, because while you're going through that is going to attract your team to you and bring the people to you. I have to say, disclaimer, if you do something like that with your team, use a different hashtag, because I know that Brittany Cromwell will be like, why did you tell everybody about our hashtag? So, but yeah, I think that's something that helped me to go like so quickly to get to Diamond.
That's so good. Okay, I want to just speak on two things that you said. So you mentioned that you did Zooms before you were Ruby, and I think that's such good advice, because you can sit at an executive level and say, I want to be Diamond, or I want to be whatever. But in order to be Diamond, you have to show up as a Diamond before you are a Diamond. And that's something that I did at the beginning of my business too. And yeah, it's so nerve-wracking, and you don't even really trust what you're doing yet most of the time, because like you're a new leader and whatever's going on. But you, like, when you just put yourself out there and you just talk about where you're going, you show up, you make mistakes, you fail forward, like that's what a leader is. A leader is not someone that sits there and is perfect. A leader is someone that puts himself out there and like just takes the team with them and shows them the path and paves the path. And so you're saying that you're going on Zooms, you're listening to things from top leaders, but then you're recreating it. So if you guys are on here and you're saying you want to go Diamond, but you're sending other people's videos, like definitely do that at the beginning for sure. But when you say you want to go Diamond, be the person in the video. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, put yourself in front of your team. That's who they want to see. That's so good. Okay, and then speaking it out was the other thing that I wanted to just touch on as well is, you know, people want to be a part of something and be with someone where they know where that person is going. Like, people are so lost in their life, like struggling to get by. And when you can be that person on their timeline that's saying, you know, I'm not here yet, but I'm going to be, people are like glued to you. And it doesn't happen immediately, but I just love that you said that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so then we got Miss Caitlin after.
Hey. All right, so I'm Caitlin. I'm 23, and I'm a triple diamond on my account as well as my fiance's. So we have 2 triple diamond accounts. And I wanted to mention that I joined this. I was 21. I was a new mom. I had no money. I jumped into this like honestly, I think I joined the day I got my first maternity leave check because it was so small that I couldn't pay any of my bills. I had to go to my boyfriend and tell him I couldn't afford my share of the rent. Like, I was honestly miserable. His parents had to help me financially. And honestly, that same day I saw my enroller, Jackie, post about earning $30,000 in bonuses. And I literally jumped in that day. So I am here to tell you that, like, it doesn't matter if you know what you're doing, if you know the business model or anything like that. I was so stuck in the moment of I don't have money. Like, there was literally no way I could go lower than where I was in that moment, that I jumped in without asking a single question. And I literally just did what I saw her doing. And all I had in my head was, here's a mom earning $30,000 from home. Why can't I do that? Like, there was literally no excuses in my mind because I saw somebody else doing it. So I knew I could do it. And I jumped in, and right away, I just went to the post that she had signed me from. And obviously I hadn't earned bonuses like that, but I kind of took like her outline from those posts, you know, like I right away just started copying what I knew had signed me. So I started writing those stories, why I had joined. And it's hard to tell people like the honesty why you joined, right? Like, I honestly think I cried the first time I wrote a post telling people that I couldn't afford my bills and that I was on low income assistance. Like, it was really hard to write that, but I knew that that's how she signed me, by telling her story. So I had to tell my story. So I started copying that and writing my story and being real with people and just taking outlines from her and from other top leaders. And she does amazing training videos. So that's where I got my info. But even if you join with somebody who doesn't do their own videos, or like maybe your team doesn't have that going yet, there's so many top leaders that do amazing training videos. So just copy the people that you want to be successful, like the people that you connect to and that you want to follow. Watch their videos, read their posts, never like copy and paste it word for word, because obviously that's not your story, but take like the outlines, learn from what you see people succeeding with and make it your own and succeed by doing it, because it obviously works. You know, like, you can come into this knowing zero about the business. Like, I didn't know the products. I didn't know how we got paid. Like, I didn't ask a single question. I'm not kidding. And all I knew was that I saw her doing it, and I started following other top leaders, and I saw all these other people making money with it. And that's all that mattered to me. I did not care if I was busy, if I had a hard life going on, because I can tell you I did. We were in a tiny little condo that I couldn't afford, and other people were paying for me, and we had baby stuff everywhere. And so I would work when she was napping if she went to bed, or I would get up early. Like, I literally didn't sleep. Like, it was a hard few months, but all I knew was that I was going to do it. And that's honestly like all you have to do is believe in yourself, take all your excuses out of your head, and just tell yourself, she's doing it. This person's doing it. This person's doing it. This person is doing it. So why can't you? Like, literally, why can't you do it? Make yourself the time to do it, because everybody can make the time. I truly believe that, no matter how busy you are. Even if it's like 10 minutes before you go to bed, or on your bathroom breaks at work, or like if you have to send out messages while you're peeing, do it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I still do that every single day, and I'm sure you guys too. Don't lie to yourself. So honestly, that's what I wanted to say, is that it doesn't matter how good you think you are coming into this. Like, you can be the best leader in this business. You can be. You just need to believe that and put the work in to get there. And a lot of people have mentioned talking about their goals, but I just wanted to touch on that a little bit more. If you come into this feeling like you don't have a story, you just need to figure out like what your story is. Like, it might not be super dramatic like some people's, but you obviously have a goal, right? So talk about, maybe even if it's just you need $200 a month for a certain bill, or $500 a month, talk about, I'm going Ruby, or I am almost Ruby already. I joined this company a month ago and I'm almost averaging $500 a month. And even if you don't have a single distributor yet, that is not a lie, because now, especially now, a Ruby is only 3 distributors. So you are not lying by saying you're almost Ruby, because if you have 3 people that see that post saying, oh my gosh, she joined only a month ago and is almost making $500 a month, I want in on that, and 3 people join you, boom, you're boxed for Ruby. So now you can, like, every time that happens, you can just expand your goal. Wow, now I'm almost diamond. I'm almost averaging $2,000 a month. And even if you're still just sitting at Ruby right now, that's not lying, because you're attracting people that also want that diamond paycheck. And when they join you, now you are that diamond. So you did not lie. Like, you're just putting your goals out there and speaking what you want to happen. And people will flock to you and they will join and it will make your goals happen. So that's what I wanted to say.
So good. And I love what you said, that literally, like, if someone else is doing it, like, literally there's no prerequisite for this job. Like, if you know one person killing it on social media in this business, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them on this Zoom right now, you're just as qualified. The only thing that's different is the time and the hustle that you're about to put or not put into it. All right, Barb. I see Barb. Thanks, Caitlin.
Hey guys. Oh my gosh, this has been amazing. I'm taking pages of notes. I love that, like, we're always learning in this business. And, you know, I've been in for 6 years now, and I feel like I'm more excited about the business than I've ever been. And I am ready to learn more than ever, because I know I need to do new things to take things to a new level, right? And it's like, you know, you guys are here on this Zoom because you know that if you want something different, you have to do something different. And maybe you haven't been copying the right cats, and that's why, you know, there's no magic or science to what we're doing. We just decided that we weren't going to accept excuses and that we were going to work hard. And I mean, so many amazing points that need to just be reiterated over and over and over again have been shared. But if you don't know your why, you know, and you don't have something driving you, it is going to be so easy to fall into a funk. If you don't convince yourself that you actually need this business and that other people need you, then you're going to get lost in those moments that get a little bit overwhelming. And so, you know, 6 years ago when I joined this business, my mom was in cancer treatment. And I know it's funny, we've been hearing from a bunch of leaders on here who are like, I'm really red, right? And it's funny because in this leadership journey, you're going to find that you develop a little bit of every personality as you go. And so I had done a personality training long before It Works. And I remember, you know, an aha moment for me was realizing that I didn't want to be just, I'm primarily a green and a yellow. If you know what color you are, drop it in the chat, because it's so interesting to see where we're all coming from. But, you know, for me, I came in as a green yellow. And I'm the like researcher, overthinker, you know, it takes a long time with things. And so I wasn't somebody that just jumped in. I looked at this business for over a year and I judged people and I criticized this business, you know, but just like was shared with you guys, every 6 months, people go through transitions in their life. And my mom had been diagnosed with cancer and given a very short time frame for her life. And that just created this drive that I didn't even know that I had. And so, you know, for me, when I decided that I had to go for this, I had to do this because this opportunity was put in my path for a reason. You know, knowing that I wanted to do something different for her was so, so huge. And so, you know, me being more of a green and yellow leader, I'm going to tell you guys, I built my business belly to belly, and I still do to this day. 95% of my business, I would say, is at least, you know, that's how I build my business. But I didn't use any social media at all for probably at least the first 4 to 6 months of me being in the business. And, I just want that to give encouragement to you. If you're somebody that's like, I am not good online, or maybe you're a green overthinker type of personality too, it could take me hours to make a post some days. And so social media, sometimes it's a stumbling block for me. Now, it is a stumbling block that I am working to improve, because like I said, constant learners are constant earners. And I know that that is going to take my business to the next level. Not that it's not been amazing so far, but for me, I really use that personal approach. And so I actually joined on the 21st of April. And after criticizing someone for over a year when I joined, and then I realized that she was working for a big bonus. She was trying to go triple diamond, and she needed one more diamond to do that. And so she had said, well, if you joined, then you'd be one person in that diamond chart and I could get there. And then I joined, and she was like, okay, so maybe if you could go ruby. And I was like, okay. And, and then she was like, I just can't do it. And I was like, well, what if I go diamond? I feel bad, my yellow, I feel bad that I said no to this girl for a year. And maybe if I had joined a year ago, she would have been triple diamond, right? So, that is what drove me. And I just decided that people needed to hear about these products. I had a misconception. And so when I fell in love with the greens and realized what a miracle gift that is to give to anyone to improve their health, I became so passionate about the products. And I love, somebody said that earlier too, find the thing that your new distributors love. Help them get excited about one product. Because when I joined, I was the person that was like, I am not selling those crazy wrap things, but I love the greens. And I was like, everybody in my life needs this product. And then I ended up coming around to everything, of course. But for me, going out there and building my business face to face, not using social media, I was making phone calls. I was reaching out to people. And, I ask about what personality you are, because the thing is it's not even just about knowing who you are. It's about learning about other personalities. And so what I decided was that even though I'm green yellow, if I come and talk to a red person in my green way, they're going to be like, yeah, no, this is not for me. And so I learned that if I become a diamond, that is my goal. I want to be able to reflect the light of whatever color I'm put beside. So if you're blue, I can hang out with you and we can be blue, and I can connect with you and share with you how you can see yourself doing this business and being successful versus, again, with different colors. So that has been something that was really big for me. And I just reached out to people with that really personal approach and saying to them, listen, I don't know if this is going to be for you, but you are, and then I pay them a compliment. You're somebody who's really health conscious. You are really great businesswoman. I know that you could really use the extra income. You have amazing drive. We would just have so much fun together, whatever those things were. And I said something personal to them and to our relationship about why I wanted to work with them. And I was starting with a good, warm network. I had been that person that tried probably 6 other businesses and pretty much failed at most of them. But in those experiences, I learned, and I took that learning and I applied it to what I'm doing now. And I felt like everything in my past, all of those things that most people turn around and are like, I failed, it sucked, it was a waste of time. I joined and was like, it was all preparing me for this. And I'm going to believe that this is going to be different, because my track record was all these companies that didn't work well. And so I was like, I'm going to do something different. And I knew that people were looking at me and being like, here she goes, Barb's jumping ship again. And I knew that I had to be super committed to my goals. And so that's something I want to tell you guys is, we've talked about accountability and putting out there what you're going for. That is so huge. And when I joined, my husband was not on board because he'd seen me fail at other things. And so I had that going against me too. So if you have a spouse, people in your close life who criticize you, and every day he'd be like, get off your phone. Can you just get a real job? Why do you do nothing around here? All of those kind of things that were beating me down. And so I knew that I had to really have a strong vision for where I wanted to go with this. And personal development is key, like we've talked about, to getting your mindset right. But also that mindset for success within this business, you have to surround yourself with other people who've done it, because otherwise it just seems unattainable. The rap sounds too good to be true until you actually see it work, and it's the same thing with this business. It sounds way too good to be true that people actually earn this kind of money every month. but it really works. And so, you know, we have to help people get over their skepticism. And the one thing I know helps break down skepticism is your confidence, your excitement, and your belief. And so I just was very urgent with everyone. You know, I was like, I don't want you to miss out. I didn't make it about me. I made it about them. And that's, you know, that was probably a lot of my yellow coming out. But I was like, listen, you need this. And I don't know if this is going to be for you, but I'd be so sad if you missed the chance to try. And so I was just trying to get them to take a chance on it. And honestly, guys, when I joined 6 years ago, we didn't have all the amazing products that we have now. We started with the wrap. And I was out there hustling. I did not have the money. We were beyond broke when we joined. I borrowed the money to start, but I sold $1,500 in wraps that first month because I didn't want to feel like I was convincing people. And I know that many of us now work the business on social media, but I want to say to you guys, the value in having people try the products is still huge. Because I just did a party last night where all of the guests, all 7 guests, ordered the all-in pack because they were there and they tried all these products and they wanted them all, and the deal just made sense. Where if I was talking to them over social media, when you keep trying to add on and add on and add on, it's not quite as easy, right? Always start with the big pack and take away if you're going to do it that way anyways. But, you know, I was just using that really personal approach. Reaching out to people and saying, will you just take a chance on this? Will you try the products? Because what if it works? You know, you look back and you'll be sad you didn't join me in the beginning. And you know what? When people said no to me, I knew that they just believed this was going to be another here she goes again. And so I had to be so confident. And guys, like, I had read it in a book or heard it on personal development somewhere. And I just was bold, and I would turn around and say, well, when I'm making $10,000 a month, will you talk to me then? And it was like the most scary thing to me, but I realized looking back that I was speaking life over my own future every single day. And I will tell you that I have become the queen of affirmations lately, because if you do not talk about what you want in life, you're never going to get there. And I know that sometimes our goals overwhelm us. They're scary, they're daunting, and so we just don't put it out there. And so I'm going to challenge you guys to all what I did when I first went diamond and had my husband against me and everything else. I made this piece of paper with all my goals before the end of the year, and I took a picture of like a selfie of me with that, and I posted it as my profile picture. And it was definitely one of the scariest days of my life, but I made all of those dreams and goals come true. And dream boards are huge, guys, in really seeing what you want to see in your business. My husband and I made a YouTube video together when he finally came on board after being at our first conference. And, you know, we put out there some crazy, overwhelming goals and put it on YouTube and posted it on social media. And every single thing we planned came true. So, hey, I definitely have a lot more of the other colors now as we go, right? I am so much more red and blue because, you know, I realized when I started, I was green. I overthought everything. I gave too much information to people. I don't know how I went diamond in 9 days when I was like bubbling out like word vomit all the time. But, you know, it was my excitement was really what it was. And my belief in the products that people were willing to take a chance on this because of me. But you've got to have high expectations of yourself and of your prospects, you know, and really just expecting that they're going to join. Like, you truly have to have the mindset that's like, they'd be crazy not to. So I'm going to put it out there because I've got a freaking $1 million to offer to every single person. You know, if you look at your Blitz card as it's a potentially $1 million you're handing someone, you know, you're going to put a lot more value on your Blitz cards. You're not going to be leaving them lying around. You're going to be connecting with people and following up with them because they're going to be a millionaire on your team. You know, and so that expectation of the fact that people were going to close was huge. And the expectation of the products working even, guys. When I joined, it was like wraps was the thing. And so we always say 1 is a treat, 4 is a treatment, 12 is a transformation. And I was like, you need to do a transformation. You can't give up until you do the transformation and you see the results for yourself. I don't want to convince you it works. I want you to use it and see for yourself that it works. And so, because of that, that was one of the reasons why I was able to get people to join right away, guys. The value of what we have in our starter kits right now, having 4 options, that's amazing. Like, I would have gone diamond in 3 days, I swear. No, just kidding. But the booster packs are huge because when I joined, we only had a mini booster pack and a big party booster pack. I didn't have the money to join. I borrowed the money, and I borrowed the money to Big Boost. because I was told that if you wanted to be serious about your business, you would big boost. So I turned around and said to everyone, if you want to be serious about this business, you big boost. And guys, if you're walking somebody through an application now and you are not actually reading that off as you look at those add-on packs and saying like, so now here's where we get to choose which package you want to get started with and how serious you are about this. Do you want to be making $500 a month, $2,000 a month, or $10,000 a month? And then you talk to them about the package. You know, that was key. And so honestly, guys, as crazy as it was, with the amount of cost of that big party booster, I had half of my diamond team, I would say, bought the party booster when they joined. And that was huge. And that was key to us getting the volume, because people came in with product and volume. And you know what? If you start with a whole lot of products, you are not going to give up on this business until you know you can move the product. Right? I didn't want to be stuck with 35 wraps, and that's what came in my kit. So I knew that I was going to hustle and get out there and meet people to try the wraps. So getting people to talk about those booster packs right now, guys, getting them to add them on, you are going to have much more serious, committed distributors working their business. And the auto ship needs to not be an option. You know, when I joined, it really wasn't an option. You had to run an auto ship or have 400 BV. Now we have the option of the 150, and I feel like too many people set their standards so low. So we need to get back to talking about that. And then, you know, for those 9 days that I was going diamond, guys, I literally did not eat or sleep for the most part. My hands were too busy typing, or my mouth was too busy talking. And I just decided, you know what, I'll deal with that next month. You know, I'm just going to go all in and see where it takes me. And guys, just so you know, like the diamond bonus was on the table. I didn't have 9 days to hit the bonus. I had a full 3 months ahead of me. I knew diamond was in the bag, but I knew that if I could do it and I could help somebody else, and I could also inspire my team by showing them what was possible, then all of my team were going to do it. And you know what? I popped 10 diamonds in the next year, personally enrolled, because they all saw that it was working and that they could do it too. So at the end of the day, guys, the biggest things honestly are to know that you have that personal development there. It should make up a third of your business, your personal development. And affirmations are key. When you get up in the morning, you need to speak life over yourself, and you need to see the future as if it's already happened. So just like Jackie said, seek out the information that you want. You know, we always say 20% of people do 80% of the work in your business. And if you want to be a 20%er, you know, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Our job as leaders is to match your efforts, and we need to see that you're working. We need to see your footprints on the team pages. We need to know that you guys are out there hustling. And if you are doing your personal development, if you're sharing things, your team is just going to grow from that, and they are going to rise to the level that you set, right? We set the lid on ourselves. So set your lid high as a leader. See yourself as the leader that you want to be before you even get there. You know, at the end of the day, about our products, about the business, about your story, facts tell people, but stories are what sell them. And so just like, you know, you've heard tonight, if you don't have a story, borrow someone else's story, but also envision your story. Envision what your story is going to look like, and talk about it as if it's already happened, because that is like one of the number one things that successful people do. And I know that you guys can do that too. So I'm so excited for you guys. You know, paint the picture, see it really clearly, know that anything is possible. There are still more than 9 days left this month. So I know that if I could go diamond in 9 days with 24 distributors in my chart, you guys sure as heck can do it in the time that we have left, only needing 15 distributors on your team. Get them to have that big picture thinking, get them to come in with their booster pack, committed to use the products and to share them with other people. And honestly, nothing's going to stop you guys. I'm so excited to watch this company continue to explode.
Dang, that was good. 10 personally enrolled diamonds. That's also pretty good.
You know what? That's how we made it into first. We made it into top income earners. We were number 69 within our first year in the company. And that's exactly it. When you guys get to diamond quickly, you unlock your cabs, you unlock your earnings, and everything you do in your business from that point forward, it's so worth it. So even if you don't feel like you want to work your business like crazy and be that like go-getter runner all the time, it's worth it for you to run until you get to diamond, and then you can take it at whatever pace you want, but you might be addicted by then.
Yeah, once you get there, you're not slowing down.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, well, thanks so much, Barb. I appreciate it so much. I just love hearing you talk. You're so awesome. Great, we got one more. We got Kelsey. Thanks for waiting. Okay, here we go.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Kelsey Allum, and I'm a presidential diamond from West Virginia. And I'm like so pumped to close this. So I'm like a hard blow up for the party. That's like who I am. So I like to close things out because I like to just freaking pump people up. So you guys have two jobs. Your job is to you, girl. Your job is to decide that you're going diamond, and then your second job is to lace up your shoes and start running as hard as you can. Blinders on, just like Mark says, don't look left and don't look right. Your one and only job is to decide that you're going to do it and then come up with a really solid game plan as to how you're going to make it happen. So I come from a land where network marketing is hated. People do not love network marketers. A lot of my team is not from here. And so when I got into the industry and this business specifically, it had been like worn out like a dirty rag. Like everyone had tried it works. When I started, everyone was knocking the rap, and it was just kind of an ugly situation. So I started 4 years ago, by the way. And I looked around and I was like, oh gosh, I don't know anyone that's successful. And my leader is not from where I'm from. She's from Arizona. And at that point there was like 5 ambassador diamonds in Arizona. And I was like, oh, I got to move. You know, I want to go somewhere where people get it because they don't get it here. So then kind of I had this moment where God laid this huge, big, journey on my heart that was like, okay, now it's time, Kelsey. I put you in this place to walk through this door. It's your job to show up and make things happen and show people around here that it can be done. And I'm giving you that job. And so I was scared every morning when I woke up, but I knew I had this job to be successful. So I went diamond in 3 months. I went double diamond in 4.5 months. I went triple diamond in 10 months. And I was just ready to go. Like I didn't care what people said. And you guys, every single day I posted on social media, I was bullied. This is no joke. As an adult women, they'd post about me, had group chats about me. I saw screenshots about me because I was so loud about my goals and so forward with where I was going that I just wasn't quiet about it. So I don't know if you guys have noticed a trend or not, but we've all said the same thing pretty much, that when you start and you decide, you have to be loud about where you're going. You have to know where. You got your why. But now you have to know, okay, this is where I'm headed, and I'm not taking a break. I'm not going to let what other people are saying impact me because I know I have a purpose and this is my destiny, and diamond is my destiny. So I was one of those people that came in and made it a do or die situation. I had 3 kids, ages 5 and under. I'm a mom of 4 now. But I had 3 kids ages 5 and under. I was in school full time. So I would get up before class and work my business. I would pretend I had to go to the bathroom during class to work my business. I would study and work my business in my car between classes. Then I would come home and get everybody to bed, and I'd stay up late. Why? I want you guys to write this down. If you don't take anything away from what I say, it's this. Success loves speed, but speed requires sacrifice. So if you want to do this, you got to show up for yourself every day. And then you got to show up for your team every day, no matter how big they are or small they are. So I remember like just being on fire from day one. And I don't remember who said it, but I love the training videos before you were Ruby. So when I think it was before I went diamond, I made this training video called How to Enroll New Distributors as a New Distributor. And it was all about leading with passion and excitement. You guys, seriously, I didn't know what I was doing. None of us did. I don't think any of us had a clue really what we were getting into, but we were so pumped that passion oozed out of us, and people were like, well, holy crap, I want in on what you're doing because it seems exciting. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to do this together. So that's exactly what happened. Okay. So success loves speed, but speed requires sacrifice. So you guys can write that down. But you know, if you don't know anyone in your area that's been successful with network marketing or with this company in general, I want you to declare that you're going to be the first one to do it, that you're going to be the first top income earner in your area. So right now I'm pushing for Ambassador Diamond. There has not been an Ambassador Diamond in the state of West Virginia yet. So that's my goal, like tunnel vision. That's where I'm going. I'm so not close right now, but I don't care. I just know God's doing work in my business and I'm putting it in his hands. So what I want you to do also is to speak victory over whatever main goal you're pushing for. So in this case, it would be diamond. Speak victory over that. Say it like you're already there. Work like you're already there. And then when you get there, don't stop. Don't get comfortable. That's not a place to sit and hang out. Your job is to push forward and take your team with you. So when I got started, I told you guys I had the haters, and I was just so excited. I didn't care what anybody thought. So every single day I would post about what the business was doing for me. Sometimes it's not money related. That's okay. So sometimes it's not, I'm making X amount of money. It's today I met with, 3 new women, and I'm so excited because I can feel their excitement, and we're going to do big things together. As women, we really crave that, don't we? We crave friendships, and we crave closeness and things like that. So for some people, like me, I'm super blue. I love to make friends and be social. It's not always about the money. It's about getting around people that are like-minded, that have the same vision and the same goals as you, and then teaching them to run on the same path that you're running on. So I went diamond in less than 90 days. There was a $10,000 bonus on the line for me. And when I started, I was on WIC. We were trying to feed our kids and couldn't, so we had to apply for WIC. And it was this whole thing, and I had to, cancel my family vacation. And so being a blue, I was like, I can't miss vacation because I don't have money. I've got to figure it out. So that was a huge, big thing for us to be able to tell our kids like, yo, we can't take you. We don't have money. And then turn around and say, hey, mommy went diamond, so we're going. This is happening. And you guys know how I paid for my trip? Fast start bonuses. I don't think we've talked about this super, super big amount on this Zoom, but fast starts, that's your quickest way of making money. And if you're enrolling distributors and you're bringing in the 2 customers each, the 4 customers each, and you're providing duplication for your new distributors, then you're going to go diamond no matter what. It's just going to happen because you're doing your job, and the fast start bonuses, I think I made more in fast starts my first month than I did actual commission. And that was super cool because that's quick money. And if you like instant gratification, that's where those fast starts come in. So your 2 main jobs, other than decide and then put your running shoes on and go girl run, is to sign loyal customers and sign distributors. But when you sign distributors, you've got to teach them to sign loyal customers. Then get your fast start bonuses. Then urge them to sign distributors so they can get fast start bonuses. You guys see where I'm going with this? Yes. So many good things come from that, right? And you're going to go diamond because you're smart. You guys are all smart. You're going to print out your map. You're going to update it every single day as you're pushing for diamond, correct? I want to see shaking heads, yes. Because guess what? If you don't have your diamond map printed out, how do you know where you're going? You don't. That's your map. That's your roadmap to success is your map. So seriously, guys, if you really want it, you're going to pull out all the stops. But you have to ask yourself, how bad do I want it? Am I willing to miss out on my favorite TV shows or sleep? Guys, I love sleep and I love leaving my house. But when I was pushing for diamond those 3 months, I didn't sleep very much and I didn't leave my house very much because I knew if I did, I wouldn't get stuff done. And I'm the type of person that's like squirrel and I get distracted super easy. So I have to be structured with what I do every single day. So income producing activities are huge. Teaching your team to do the same thing that you're doing is going to be huge. And the last thing that I want to say is that if you have this self-limiting belief that says, because of where I came from and because of what my past is, I can't ever be this, that, or the other, I want you to throw it out of the window, throw it in a dumpster, light it on fire, leave that crap behind you, because I know many of you on this Zoom and so many of you on my team that are on this Zoom, you have this belief that just because you grew up this certain kind of way, maybe not having anything, maybe feeling worthless, maybe never feeling good enough, maybe just not feeling ever enough, right? That you can't do this. It's all in your mind. It doesn't matter if Uncle Bob told you that this is a pyramid scheme. He doesn't understand this industry, so he can suck it. That's what I told my Uncle Bob. He can suck it. I don't have time for that. So And then you know what I did, guys? I bought everybody really nice Christmas presents because I heard them talking about me at Thanksgiving. And then I bought them real nice Christmas presents. That was my way of saying, suck it, here you go. $100 gift card to Target. But anyway, off that subject. But here's the thing. Don't limit yourself because of where you've been. Look at where you're going. Use the things in your past that have made you mentally strong, because some of you guys have really tough pasts. Some of you guys didn't come from the best places. Some of you all didn't have encouragement coming into this. I sure didn't. My husband was like, good luck. You know, maybe you'll do it, maybe you won't. So it was my goal to like rub every enrollment in his face to let him know, like, guess what I did today? You can also suck it. Just kidding. But the thing is, it's a decision. You have to decide that you're going to make it happen, and then you're going to put on your running shoes and run for it, because diamond is where you start making money. You're going to make some money, but the first diamond check you get with cabs on it, oh my gosh, I cried. I think I barfed a little. I don't know, but I was so excited about it. The whole situation was just, and then I was like, you know what? If I can do this, I can do double diamond. If I can do double diamond, I can do triple diamond. Then I can go presidential. And then the sky's the freaking limit, because I don't care who's still talking about me from the same bar stool in our tiny town. I have places to go and people to see, and I have things to do, and then people are coming with me. So I hope I pumped everybody up, closing that out. I love you all.
Shoot, that was pretty good. All right, if you guys saw value in this Zoom, can you put a 1 in the comments? I just want to know if anybody like learned something from this. 1. This was good. This was really awesome. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you guys so much for hopping on. I really appreciate it. I will have this recording up in like 10 minutes. All right. So thank you guys. And thanks for everyone that spoke. I appreciate it so much, you guys. Okay, take care.